Welcome to Get Savvy, the podcast for people who want to claim back their time through the power of delegation, streamlining, and productivity. In this episode, we are talking about the 8 tragic mistakes that you're making when using a virtual assistant.
Yes. I mean, outsourcing to a virtual assistant is one of the best investments that you can make in your business. But I think it's really important to understand that it's not a silver bullet. All of your problems are not just going to magically be solved by hiring a virtual assistant. You actually need to put time and effort into this relationship with your virtual assistant to get you the outcomes that you're really hoping for. So we're going to go through, after the years of experience we have with servicing clients, the top mistakes that we see clients making with their virtual assistant relationship.
Yeah. Number 1 is not communicating with your virtual assistant every day. And a disclaimer with that is that it's going to depend on the type of work that you're doing and how many hours that you have with your virtual assistant. But if you have around 40 hours, say, with your virtual assistant, you absolutely should be communicating with them every day.
Yeah, 40 hours per month. I'm not talking about per week, per month. Yeah, so that's when you're really invested in this being a long-term relationship and them taking over a really key role in your business and doing work for you every single day. Like, you need to be communicating with them every day if that's the kind of virtual assistant that you've hired on that kind of service plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you're doing slightly less work, then every few days, and especially if your virtual assistant is going to be coming to you and needing to run things by you or asking you questions, especially in the beginning when they're getting to know you in your business, you can't expect to just hire them and then fly off the radar and just expect them to pick it all up, because they absolutely need to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this thing goes. This is the same thing that goes with AI. You can't just expect AI to be amazing without you actually communicating with it and giving it context and, all the background that it needs. So Here's your key takeaway for this one. You can't expect to get exceptional results from your VA if you don't communicate.
Yeah. And communication doesn't have to be hard. It can be as simple as a WhatsApp voice message, just giving a bit of a brain dump of things that you want to work with your VA on that day. If email's not your favorite way to communicate, text or phone calls, again, in the beginning, discuss that kind of thing with your virtual assistant. Figure out the way that you guys are going to communicate so that you can work together really well and get that sorted from the beginning.
Yeah, and I think also too, making sure that you're communicating feedback to your virtual assistant. If they have done something that isn't how you liked it or not what you're expecting, then let them know. Otherwise, they're never going to be able to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't just, go and fix it yourself and then I'll get to that next time, because again, then you're going to stop delegating and you just want to communicate with your VA, be open and honest with them in regards to everything.
Yeah.
Number 2 is thinking a virtual assistant is going to fix all of your issues from day one. Like Jo just said before, VA is not a silver bullet. It's not a quick fix solution. You actually have to invest some time with them to get things working really, really well, like any human relationship, really.
Yeah. This is a long-term strategy for you, the hiring a virtual assistant and outsourcing. And this needs to be a professional partnership. Like, it's not just one-sided where they're going to fix all your problems and do your work for you. It's actually a partnership. So knowing that you will need to invest and spend time getting them up to speed and giving them that communication, that feedback, that has to be a priority.
Yeah.
We see too many times clients wanting to hire a virtual assistant and then just expecting that it's going to help them so much and fix all their problems that they just don't put any time into replying to questions or spending any kind of meeting time with the VA, and they just don't get the information that they need to be able to set them up to do a great job. Yeah. So it's not a set and forget. You just throw all your problems at your VA and they're going to fix them all for you. It doesn't work like that.
No. In those first couple of months, they are information gathering. They're trying to get to know your working style, the type of work that you're wanting them to do, and actually get their head around those tasks. So it is going to take slightly longer upfront for them to get the hang of it and ask you those questions. But then from there, it will start becoming faster and easier.
Yeah, like we say, it's a long-term strategy.
Yeah. Number 3 is when handing over tasks, you're not giving them all of the details that they need up front.
Oh, this is a really good analogy. A cake isn't going to taste very good with half the ingredients missing. So your VA is not going to be able to complete a task to the best of their ability with half the information. And it's actually going to be a lot of back and forth, wasting time when they come up to a part of the task where they're like, actually, I don't have the information. I need to go back and ask. Then you need to reply to them, give them the information. And so if you actually invested more time up front, this goes to the same with ChatGPT. If you invest more time up front, giving them the information, the instructions, the details, the context that they needed, you're going to get a better result first time round or second time round potentially.
Yeah.
So the more you invest up front, the less time that is wasted going back and forth.
Yeah. And that's not something either that's unique to virtual assistants and ChatGPT. Like anyone trying to do a task for the first time, they're going to need some context and they're going to need all of the information. So I would hope that, anytime that you're out there asking people to do tasks, that you're giving them some context and information. And that also includes giving them the access and permissions that they need. So logins to things and password vault. If you don't already have one, we highly recommend those so that you can easily share passwords with team members or virtual assistants.
Yeah, I think this is the part that feels really clunky, and if you can just keep pushing through that, once I've given them the access, I will never need to give them the access again. Everything becomes better for you if you give them all the information.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 4 is if your VA makes a mistake, rather than saying something, you fix it without mentioning it, which we touched on before. But try and keep in mind that no one wants to fail. No one is out there trying to do the task wrong. They actually really want to do a good job for you. So giving them feedback will help them do it better the next time, like we've talked about, and help them do a good job for you, which is what ultimately they want to do. If you just fix it in the background, then they're never going to know that they did it wrong. And they're going to keep doing it that way, or you just take that task off them, and then also how does that make them feel?
Yeah. A great virtual assistant actually does want the feedback, whether it's good or not good, whether it's feedback that they need to improve in some way. They want that feedback, so trust that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you do have the opportunity to show them how to do the task that the way that you want it done, then absolutely they'll be open to seeing that as well. Number 5 is not treating your VA like a real person. It's pretty rough if you're out there not doing that. Just because virtual is in the title doesn't mean that they're not a living, breathing person. They have feelings, and like we said, they want to do a good job for you. So, just keep in mind that they are a human as well.
So treat them like that. Like actually ask them how their day is, or let them know some good feedback that you have about something that they did well. Say please and thank you. I mean, you don't have to do that with AI, but I still do. It's such a habit. Say please and thank you. Do nice things for them, like send them a gift on their birthday, or like a little gesture or a card or something like that. Because this can be a really amazing relationship, and they will go above and beyond for you if they feel like you value them. Everyone wants to feel valued. and appreciated. And you're going to get the best out of your VA if you treat them that way.
Absolutely. We have quite a few of our clients that treat our team, their virtual assistants, like their own team members, and they really include them with their business and the other things that their teams are doing, and things like that as well. Just help them feel really involved, and like ultimately, they not just want to do good for you, but your whole business, and make your business succeed. So yeah, if you can make them feel special along the way, then that won't go unnoticed for sure. Number 6 is failure to delegate. Pretty big one there. The whole reason you hired a virtual assistant was to delegate.
I think that there are many people who struggle to delegate for all sorts of reasons and all sorts of stories and beliefs and stuff that they have and, bring into their business. And if you don't delegate, your VA can't help you. Like, it's so simple, but we know that delegating is not easy. If you are struggling to delegate to your virtual assistant, then you need to let them know that. Let them know that you are struggling, because your VA can actually help you uncover some things to delegate and talk you through, hold your hand, help you with the delegating process. They can come up with some ideas with you. They can help you figure out the best way to give the information to you. So don't feel like it's just your VA is just waiting for you to provide tasks. Like, use them as a partner in this relationship. It's a business partnership that you are in with your VA. You are using them as your support person, your partner in you doing your role or your business. So treat them that way. Ask them for help.
We've done a few episodes before on where to start when you're delegating and where to look. So it is those repetitive tasks, or sometimes it's specialist tasks. You might hire a specialist virtual assistant in one area. Otherwise, it might be tasks that lower level than you would like to be doing, and that you spending that time where you could be doing revenue generating tasks instead. So if you're unsure, that's a good place to start. Talk to your VA. But remember, the whole reason that you hired them was to delegate to them. So if you're not delegating, that completely defeats the purpose of it.
Yeah. Something that I like to say to myself with anything that kind of comes across my desk or in my inbox, I always say to myself, how can I not do this? And I will figure out who I can give it to and what information that they need to be able to complete it.
Yeah. And likely, even if your virtual assistant can't complete the entire task, they can probably do a huge chunk of it for you. Yeah. So just talk to them. Again, back to that comms. Just ask them if they can do it.
Yeah.
Number 7, not trusting them and wanting to control everything. So no one likes a micromanager. We have an episode on that as well. And again, going back to making your virtual assistant feel human, like it's just those simple things that, if you don't trust them, then that relationship is broken or breaking.
I see myself do this sometimes, where I have delegated something to my VA and it's a regular task, and then I'll just see that it needs to be done, and I'll have to really resist the urge to just quickly do it, because I know that is something that she has been delegated to do. She will do it. It will get done, and I have to trust that, and it doesn't need to be done right now, and I keep reminding myself that, and I switch my focus to, like, that's not something I need to focus on right now, whatever, because she's doing that. What is a better use of my time? Because sometimes we, as business owners, we like to do the quick, easy things because they make us feel good.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that actually takes focus and like committed time to get into that is actually the things that are going to move the needle in a business and the things that you should be focused on.
Yeah.
So try and avoid the temptation of doing those quick things to give you that little dopamine hit of completing something, and really take a look at what is the most important thing that I could be doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and just trust that your virtual assistant will get the tasks done that you've delegated to them. If for some weird reason they don't do it by the deadline, then again, go back to that whole feedback, communication conversation and actually ask them about it. But especially, if none of that stuff has happened, then there's no reason not to trust them. If you have addressed it with them, then again, give them that chance to build that trust back with you. Number 8, and our last point, is not thanking them. This is a bit of a no-no. Again, going back to feeling human, just a simple thanks and your virtual assistant feeling like you were grateful for them, helping you out with a task is something really small that you can do that will make a big impact for them.
Yeah, even if you're busy. Because working for someone that seems ungrateful for your efforts is really tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it is a lower level task that, saving you hours or however long it is that takes to do that task so that you don't have to do it yourself. So, yeah, just say thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never underestimate the power of having a really good relationship with your virtual assistant.
Yeah, absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. There, I'm sure, is a bigger list, but these are our key points that we wanted to talk to you about today. And if you'd like to find out more about how you can hire a virtual assistant, talk to us today at strictlysavvy.co.nz. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Get Savvy podcast.